Hi guys, and welcome to another video on Amazonia YouTube channel. Now, if you've done your homework, you already have your storefront created for your Amazon brand. And in this video, I'm going to cover the interesting tool within Campaign Manager called Store Insights. Now, Store Insights will give you all the information that you need about how people interact with your store, which products and range of products they're most interested in, which can then drive some very important decisions about your advertising strategy, which products to promote and which maybe are not that important compared to the other products. It's going to be a little bit tedious video because I'm going to cover each and every section of the insights page here, so the overview, traffic engagement, but please use the sections below the video and timestamps and jump to the topic that's most interesting to you. Okay, let's get started. To navigate to this part of to this fancy tool, you go to the left to the brand content and then press stores, and on the new page just select Store Insights. You will be presented with this screen. It can be a little bit confusing at the beginning, but bear with me, it's going to be all fine by the end of this video. First thing to note is that there's really I think the data goes back 5 years. So if you created your store 5 years ago, that would be great, because you can then compare each and every year how different aspects and different pages of your store perform differently. So choose your date range that's most relevant to you. I've selected this year. And then let's start. By the overview, you can see some basic information about your traffic and sales and store engagement. Please be aware that there is something called brand store quality rating, which is I cannot say it's not important, but I have different stores where with a low quality based on Amazon, and they still perform very well. So it's not like that important, but it's more like grade from Amazon that you have for your store if you follow all of their recommendations. Here you can see also explore recommendations to improve brand store quality, and those are like some guidelines for you, which models you should add to your storefront. And I truly suggest really go through them and explore if some of those really work for you. So when you click on explore more, and you will see the brand store quality, it's down, it's one of the latest, it's down further down on the page. So as I said, you will see your quality ratings on this store, it's high, but as I said, that's not really that relevant. You will see your brand store dwell time. Now, dwell time is how much time on average people are spending on your store, browsing, researching, and being interested in your products. Aside from your actual brand store dwell time, this is the peer group dwell time, where you can actually compare yourself. And this is, by the way, really important because it's your peers are compared. So it's not like your products are typically sold at $50 and then Amazon is comparing you to the guys having similar products at $10. So these are similar products with a similar price and similar volume of sales. So it's really relevant. Also, Amazon data shows that the longer dwell time, the more sales you get from the brand store visitors. So it's something that you should really take into the consideration. Now, these are some of the recommended actions, and it's actually they did a good job in presenting these. So all of these, they say like these few are for they're made to grow sales and some to drive brand loyalty. But anyway, explore through them and see if it makes sense to add it to your storefront. For example, you can see these shoppable images. They are one of the latest additions to storefronts, and I really recommend them because they're really fancy looking ones. So you can see the examples here. This is just an example storefront from Amazon, and this is how it looks like. So they have these spots. When your visitors hover over and click, they immediately can add your products to the cart. And plus, if you did a good job and have some images really nice looking like this one, it can really make a difference, and people are gonna click more if you did a good job in the creatives. And I recorded a video a few days ago with owner of company Maximize. Check out that video because Patos, the owner, really she showed that there's quite an increase in conversion rate if you do your creatives right, with the A Plus Premium and your storefront. So check that video out. Anyway, back to the insights. Let's go back to the overview tab and let's cover some details. If this is too boring for you, just navigate to the different section of the video. But if you're into details, then bear with me. So here you can see in the last 366-day overview, you can see how many visitors actually came to your storefronts, how many views you have per visitor, and please hover over any of these metrics to find further details. What is it that Amazon is counting here? So this is the average number of pages viewed by the daily visitor to your store. And how many of those 39,000 were actually new to store visitors that haven't visited your store in the last 12 months? How many sales are generated from the store visitors? How many orders, units sold, and the store engagement? So what's the average dwell time and average bounce rate? Bounce rate is when somebody visits your store but do not engage with it, just clicks away. So it was that boring that they weren't even interested to explore more. Don't be scared. 20% it's pretty good number, because compared, for example, to Google Analytics, if you have your Google Analytics, and please do add that to your website, you will see that on Google, typical bounce rate is around 50%. So here that's much lower, because people come to Amazon to buy, not to just explore, most of them at least. And you have a graphical breakdown of all of these. So like visitors over the year, or the data range that you selected, new to store visitors, and views. For this brand, you can see that January and December, are the strongest months in general for the sales, and that reflects by the visitors of the storefront. Some typical data here. I'm not gonna go through each and every one of those. Here you can see some of the top pages by sales, or whatever you choose to include as the metric that you're interested in, and you can easily see which product ranges actually drive most of the interest or sales or dwell time, whatever you like. Here's a breakdown for you. Some of these you can see that are like 50% more, 50% more time people spend exploring this range of products compared to the other ones. Further down the page, additional details, so really you can go crazy and explore all of these. At the end of the page, you have each and every day throughout the year. So what was happening on your store. You can see it by the week or by the actual days. And then explore some of the detailed metrics like visitors, the new to store visitors that haven't visited your store in the last 12 months, views, average dwell time, average bounce rate. And then you can see some of the, I haven't checked, but you may use some of the, how they are called, those tools, Chrome extensions, like Data Scrapper. So I guess that you can export this to Excel and then maybe do some pivot tables and see, are there any specific days or weeks throughout the year that maybe drive more sales or more dwell time, and do your research there. Okay, then next up is the traffic. Here you can really drill down to the details and see whatever is the most interesting to you. Is it the dwell time, the bounce rate? It's like a rainbow here. So let's deselect a few. So how many visitors and what's the average dwell time? It's constant throughout the year. Bounce rate, yeah, maybe beginning of the year is a little bit better. Then maybe this was the Prime Day. And then you have the top sources here. Now this is also interesting. So this is how many sales you got from the traffic that came from your sponsored brand ads. And this is how many of them came organically. As a reference, so this is what's that? So these are actually how many people clicked on your brand name here under your listing and then visited your store and end up buying. So it's not that nobody clicks there, but these are the organic traffic. So when somebody organically came to your product detail page and then clicked on to see your brand. So you have those and you have top tags, but if you didn't set it up, then you will see like no data available, similar like this. Source tag is that if when you do your Facebook ads or Google ads, TikTok ads, you may drive your traffic to a certain page on your store, and then you can create a specific tag that's gonna be shown here. It's good for tracking your marketing efforts outside of Amazon. Then the top pages, you can see the breakdown by the views, by the dwell time, and all the other metrics that you already seen, and additional breakdown similar as on the previous page. Live pages, it's not like it's a real-time overview, but it's a live page, so the pages that you already published. It's also an interesting view to see on a product range. If you organize your storefront by the product range, then you can actually see how many people were interested in a certain catalog, sections of your catalog, how many on average sales you make per visit, how many orders, average dwell time. It's really interesting data when you think about it, that some of these, for example, have high number of sales, but regardless, people spend less time, average dwell time, for example, between these two. The difference over the year is not that much in terms of sales, but it's a lot of 50% more people spend on this number on this page. So it could be because there are more products in this category, and could be something else depending on how your storefront is how your storefront looks like. Let's go to the engagement tab, and this is something that's also quite new. Here I like the most that you can browse through different date ranges throughout the year and the history, and then you will see the top clicked products as here, which sometimes can lead. I know I was surprised once when I saw top clicked products on the storefront, because I wasn't even aware that people are that interested in that particular product, which then led us to explore maybe a strategy to further push that product with advertising. Then down below, also an interesting breakdown of product engagement. So engagement per product. You can see here the impressions views. Yeah, impressions are actually renders, so it's almost the same. So they call it like number of times that a product in your store completed loading in the browser or app. The product may or may not have been viewed. So that's like similar like in Campaign Manager impressions. And I keep saying that impressions is just that your ad is served. It doesn't mean that somebody actually saw it. And this is the actual number of views. Like in the Campaign Manager, you have those viewable impressions. So that's this. So very often like 30% less or more than the actual impressions. Then you have various additional metrics per product, which I fully recommend that you go through. The first one is how many people saw your product when your product was in stock, and then you can see that typically it's not recommended that you have products in your storefront that are out of stock. It just doesn't look right, and it looks a little bit sloppy, to say the least. And then you can a good thing is that Amazon made this available as an export, so you can easily analyze the data through your pivot tables or upload it to ChatGPT and ask for insights. You have your conversion rate, units sold, purchases, add to basket. Really, you can see that here some people skip adding to the basket. Some people are adding a lot to basket but not purchasing. So that's also something to think about, and really, really valuable information that you can find here. Further down, you can see I'm trying to be as short as possible. It's already too much, but these are the sales numbers where you can break it down and export for the whole year or whatever the date range that you selected, and you can see which products actually are being sold, which product ranges, and how, and in which part of the year. Also, top sources for this. For the sales and for the visits, you can make it a little bit different, and then everything is the same for the live pages, other pages, different sources, and different tags. Further down, breakdown by the pages. Again, that's a little bit repeated. I'm gonna skip those. Sources I covered. So I think, guys, that we're through with this video. Use the sections if you haven't, and jump around. Go back to this video whenever you need this. The biggest takeaway here is to analyze the data from your storefront, because it's another point of information that you can gather about your brand, about your product. There are typically people are completely unaware that this page exists, believe it or not. So use it, browse through it, go back to it, and at the first few views it's going to be completely confusing for you, but occasionally go back to it. Set up on your whatever you use, Todoist or any other tasks time management, task management solutions, and set it up to check it at least once a month, and then analyze the data on what's going on. I'm going to link all the relevant videos here about the storefronts and other relevant YouTube videos I recorded. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be more than glad to answer. Stay cool. Bye-bye.